Yeah, no, I've had huge advantages. I'm not shy about admitting it. I am like I'm the luckiest guy alive, you know, to have the support of the Rockefellers and everyone who is around the Rockefellers, you know, believing in my brother and myself and what we talked about and giving us support left, right, and center. So yes, very lucky, very fortunate. But here's my defense. My defense, like, you don't have to be a Rockefeller to believe in the kind of peasant ideals really that we're talking about, which is, you know, sustainability and pleasure and good food. And, you know, people look at Stone Barns and they say, you know, there's this ideal, there's this, you know, high-end restaurant, there's this idyllic farm, and there's this education center that's saying, oh, we can all be this way, and, you know, that's not true. But in fact, the principles that underpin those three, if it's a three-legged chair, you know, the farm, the restaurant, and the education center, you know, the principles that underlie them are really very straightforward. It's about you know, a chef and a farmer, in this case, a couple of farmers that are deeply connected in creating a menu, and an education center that's talking about it. So, you know, if we were in, I don't know, Wichita, Kansas, you know, you could have a chef who has a daughter who's in the public school system, and you want the daughter to eat better at lunch. You know, so you contact with a rancher and you say, look, instead of shipping off all your cattle to your confinement operation, you know, when they're a certain age, like, let's finish them just on grass. And I'll buy from my restaurant all the steaks, and we'll make an arrangement with the school. Let's go together with the school. We'll make an arrangement with the school to buy all the chopped meat, all the hamburger meat, and therefore introduce it into grass-fed hamburger meat from my daughter's lunch program, right? And so they do that, and they do a couple of steers. The principal of the school loves the idea, and instead of just making a contract for the hamburger meat, which he does, he also involves it in this partnership and this animal, this grass-fed animal, into the biology course and into the social studies course and even into the history course and even into the mathematics course, because figuring out how to break up the steer and make money and do all that stuff, you know, and the history of ruminants eating actually grass and how different that is. All of a sudden, you have in that scenario the same thing as Stone Barns. You have a chef, you have a farmer, and you have a school entity, a public facility, you know, that is teaching the next generation about food and where food comes from. You know, it's not Rockefeller style, it's not in Westchester County, but Blue Hill and the Stone Barns Center for Food and Agriculture would look quite different if it was in South Dakota, as it would in Wichita, Kansas, as it would in Texas, as it would in Berkeley. And we are what we are for 630 Bedford Road in Terrytown. And it can be interpreted, the ideals of it, this connection, knowing more about where your food comes from and having a facility, something that tells that story, is a great and very strong collaboration that I think can be replicated anywhere in the world, and I believe strongly about it.